Salutations, mappers, and welcome back to the Great Aceattorney Chronicles. Last time, we learned that Strongheart had been basically assassinating people who escaped from his justice. Either by nefarious means or just people who got in his way. And in the closed court, the public gallery, or not public gallery, the private gallery really supported him. So let's conclude the Great Aceattorney Chronicles. There's really only one path left open to me. Gotta use evidence. We gotta call Sholmes. Yes, as I know only too well. The only thing that carries any weight in court is hard evidence.
But Mr. Naruto, what evidence is there to use at this stage in the trial?
I have an idea. I don't know whether anything will come of it, but if there was ever a time for using this particular item, we have among the evidence. It's now. The gun! We shoot Strongheart, here and now! Ours is Lucky Charm, a little doll of Mr. Sholmes in hair form. I've been told to tug his ears if I ever find myself at a dead end.
Take that! Oh my, yes. Mr. Sholmes asked if you had that with you earlier.
We've exposed all of Lord Strongheart's wrongdoings now. I have no doubt that Mr. Sholmes had already deduced exactly how the truth would unfurl. So I think it must be time for the great detective to take center stage, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. Let's take the hair by the ears then, and heave.
Alright, here goes. Heave!
Ow, 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 ow. My dear fellows, must I remind you every time? A gentle tug will suffice.
Mr. Sholmes!
You're looking in quite the wrong direction, Mr. Naruto. Because I'm over here. Miss Naruto, he's... It's Mr. Sholmes!
Oh, motorcycle.
I wasn't expecting you back, Sholmes. Delighted to be here again, Lord Strongheart.
What is the meaning of this? Bailiff, seize him! Put the man in irons. This is a closed court. You've been warned once already, man. Ha ha! What the? We can't get an hold of him, my lord. We just go right through him. Ah, that's stupid. Why is this technology possible?
I'm afraid your efforts are wasted. You see, the great detective you see before you is composed entirely of light and shadow. An image, if you will. Mr. Naruto, I must congratulate you on your fine deductions.
Mr. Sholmes, what on earth is...
Are you familiar, I wonder, with the invention known as the telephone?
Well, yes. I hear that some public telephones have been installed recently in Tokyo.
The sound of the speaker's voice is converted to an electrical signal and transmitted instantly to another place. Quite. Sounds are transmitted. So could not images keep them company unused? Arsena did some modest experimentation to develop such a device specifically for this very day. Modest experimentation, Mr. Sholmes? What a modest description. And somewhat incidentally, I thought we might just just as well transmit an entire scene.
Somewhat incidentally, Mr. Jones. Now you're just being immodest.
Do you mean to say you're not actually here, Jones? Ah, I knew my trusty partner would have no trouble grasping the concept.
Except he's grasping the stand to stay himself after your shock arrival.
Poor father. I would have hoped he might have been forewarned. Being a great detective's great partner.
Leave my courtroom at once! Get out! I swear to you.
Dear me. You, on the other hand, Lord Strongheart, appear to have a very poor grasp of the situation. Allow me to reiterate. I'm not here, which would, I hope, lead naturally to one asking.
Where exactly are you?
The very question I was awaiting. I am at present enjoying the air in a rather splendid garden.
A garden?
Not just any garden, you understand. A garden at Buckingham Palace.
What? You can't be. Buckingham Palace? What's Buckingham Palace, Mr. Sato? I've never heard of it.
Do you ever read the news, Mr. Naruto?
Mr. Jones? Is Iris with you there?
Ah, well now. Iris is currently enjoying some tea. With Her Majesty.
Her Majesty?
Not just any Her Majesty, you understand. Her Majesty, the Queen of the British Empire.
What? What on earth is all this about?
Buckingham Palace is Her Majesty the Queen's residence in London, Miss Naruto.
Order me in court! I demand immediate silence! Her Majesty the Queen? You can't be. I mean, no. This is some sort of unforgivable, distasteful trickery by a third-rate detective. That's all.
Unforgivable, distasteful trickery. What's an apt description? A closed court session attended by elite members of the judiciary is a rare event. I presumed that Her Majesty would be more than a little curious about the proceedings. So, I decided to show her everything, from start to finish.
Huh? You showed her?
Indeed. By dint of the Herlock Jones remote cinematograph.
You meddling! This is some kind of nightmare.
Just as I appear to be standing before you, regaling you with talk of my latest invention. No doubt you've inferred that the reverse is also true.
You don't need.
Her Majesty has seen and heard every moment of the proceedings. I assume there would be no objections. After all, every trial in this country is conducted under the auspicious...
Is that how you pronounce it?
auspices of Her Majesty, as you know.
You.
I confess, I am quite impatient to hear Her Majesty's opinion about the unforgivable, distasteful trickery in which you've been engaging over the past 10 years.
No, I was merely...
Oh, so sorry to keep you all waiting. Vicky and I had so much to talk about. Alice, there you are. In fact, I have a little message from here, from Her Majesty.
A message?
Well then, if everyone is sitting comfortably, ahem. With immediate effect, all authority previous afforded to male Strongheart is hereby revoked forevermore.
Huh?
Furthermore, he will be prosecuted for crimes against his country in a public trial by jury in the coming days.
So, it seems that Her Majesty doesn't believe we need to fight fire with fire. Justice in this country needn't be administered from the shadows at all. Male Strongheart. The darkness you fostered to conceal your despicable actions these last 10 years is a thing of the past now. After today, your brand of law and order has no future, because no longer are you the Lord Chief Justice. In the eyes of the law and of Her Majesty the Queen, you are nothing but a criminal. Adjourned! 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 Court is adjourned! Huh. This seems bad. Ah! Are we gonna be okay? Apparently. Lord Clint Van Zeeks left a will in which he confessed to everything. When those words came out of Sogi's mouth, it deranged me completely. I knew I must do anything and everything in my power to contain the situation. But I couldn't find the damn document. I searched his cell, but it wasn't there.
Which precipitated the jailbreak plot, I presume. What do you mean?
The need to obtain that will was all-consuming. I was sure that if I facilitated Sogi's escape, he would emerge with the will somewhere on his person. But despite searching his limp body in the cemetery that night, he still eluded me. It never even crossed my mind that it was concealed in the sword's hilt. What pains me now is that my brother left this world without a word to me. I'm sorry, Lord Van Zeeks.
In point of fact, I think perhaps that isn't the case.
Sorry? How can that be?
There is more in his last will and testament.
What? Did you not read it out loud? As I confront the prospect of my demise, I feel bitter regret for my younger brother. Barak, you have always looked up to me, and now you follow in my footsteps to become a prosecutor. It is my fervent wish that my unspeakable deeds should not hinder your advancement. I ask not for understanding, for none could understand my depravity. I ask only for forgiveness.
Sogi is a fine detective and a hunter worthy of respect. He has agreed to honor my final 2 wishes. The first is that this document survives. The second, I cannot commit to paper. I have confessed my sins to my wife. May she find resolution in my death. With my eternal gratitude to my Japanese friend, I rest my claim. Clint Van Zieks.
Clint. Male Strongheart. You colluded with Seshiro Jigoku in a criminal plot so immense it spanned the oceans. And you cold-heartedly murdered all those who knew the truth about what happened 10 years ago. But why did you set about that now, a whole decade later? To ascend to the very peak. These last 10 years made me realize, being the Lord Chief Justice wasn't enough. Short of becoming Her Majesty's Attorney General, I could have no real power to effect the changes needed in this country. And for that promotion, I need to ensure no remnants of the past remained. How could you? I like everything to run smoothly, in the exact manner that I prescribe, like a well-oiled machine. And I was just a step away. And for your ambition to succeed, did you even bother to count the number of brilliant people you had killed?
Ah, Mr. Reaper, are you not forgetting something?
Such as?
You've very much adopted your usual prosecutor-like demeanor in the proceedings now. But the reality of the situation is that you are the defendant in this trial.
Oh!
However, the presiding judge would appear to have fallen from the bench, as it were. May I suggest, therefore, we entrust the final education to an old friend?
My lord. As a member of the judiciary, I have been following the proceedings from the gallery. And I must say, I shan't ever forget the extraordinary battle between good and evil that I witnessed here today. The darkness that has blighted justice in our land these past 10 years has at last been dispelled. Thanks, in no small part, to the efforts of a bright young star from the east. Defense Counsel Naruhodo. Yes, my lord? On behalf of everyone here present in the Old Bailey, I give you my heartfelt thanks. You're too kind, my lord. The first time I faced you in court, just under a year ago now, I had the faintest of intimidations. Not intimidations. Is it? No, that's no deep. I don't know what that word is. Intimations? Yeah, intimation. I had the faintest of intimations that if British justice, so warped and twisted over its long history, was finally to know change, this might just be the man to do it. What? But at the time, I wouldn't allow myself to acknowledge the possibility. I couldn't overcome my hatred of the Japanese after the circumstances of my brother's death. Mr. Naruhodo, allow me to apologize for countless discourtesies on my part. You are a lawyer of boundless talent.
Oh, Lord Van Zieks.
When I first arrived in Great Britain, I was literally a nobody. Certainly not a lawyer. The truth is, my fortunes have entirely been made up by the miraculous people I've met. My best friend, Casimir Sophie, who led me here to Britain in the first place. My loyal and ever-patient judicial assistant, Mr. Sano, who helped me study to become a lawyer. The brilliant Lord Van Zieks, who never failed to challenge his Nipponese rival. And not to mention, the exceptional master of logic and reason, who showed me the true art of deduction, Mr. Shones.
Saving the best for last, Miss Naruto. What a relief.
I'm well aware that without all these people's help and support, I wouldn't be where I am today. The truth is a guiding light that always leads to happiness. I've lived by that principle for a long time now, but actually, it's not true. The truth can also cause great pain, sometimes even leave people on the brink of despair. And for that reason, there are those who feel the need to hide the truth, who do it instinctively even. But as soon as we allow our eyes to settle on something other than the truth, the darkness takes hold. And from there it grows, until eventually it makes us blind to the guiding light of the truth altogether. So that's why it's my belief that we must all resolve never to avert our eyes from what is just and true. So that we can continue to walk the straight and narrow path ahead.
Well, I must excuse myself now. But before I go, Miss Naruto, let me compliment you on your grand opus.
What?
Without your beautifully composed case against Lord Strongheart, Her Majesty would have been unable to act. Thanks to you and your fellows, the haunting undertones corrupting Britain's justice system have been silenced.
Thank you very much.
So, until our paths cross again somewhere.
Well then, it would appear that this long trial has finally come to an end. My apologies for any anxiety caused, my lord. I'm quite sure we shall meet again here in the courtroom before long, Prosecutor Barak Van Zieks. In conclusion of these proceedings, I hereby declare the defendant, Barak Van Zieks, not guilty. That is all. Court is adjourned. _4th November, 4:21 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. It really is all over. But did I sacrifice too much?
Mr. Naruto, I really must congratulate you. It was a truly splendid performance. Honestly, I couldn't be happier for you.
Oh, thank you very much. I really couldn't have done it without you at my side through it all, Mrs. Sato.
Oh. Your kind words mean so much to me. It really was a very splendid show, that, Naruhodo. I'd have thought you'd be smiling from ear to ear, but you look rather glum.
Well, of course I'm delighted about the verdict, but in exposing the truth, I'm afraid I've caused my client a great deal of pain. I'm really not sure that's what a lawyer ought to be doing.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm quite sure that when you see Lord Van Zeke's smiling face, everything will seem much better.
About that. Mrs. Sato? Everything seems worse. His face is like thunder.
Oh dear, I really should have presumed.
Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Almost a year it's been now, since I first encountered you here in this very courthouse. For you to have risen to the level of excellence you've demonstrated today, well, it's quite remarkable. But I exposed the most unpalatable truth you could ever have imagined in court today. I feel as though I've robbed you of something you held so dear. What was it he said? You fight those who dwell in the darkness. Requires at least some of us to occupy the darkness ourselves. But that was just the feeble excuse of a coward. Only those who, with steadfast eyes for the truth, have what it takes to fight the dark forces of crime. You've made fine work of establishing that fact in court today. Oh. Well, thank you.
What magnanimous words! I'm quite sure that Kazuma-sama would have a smile on his face at this very moment if he were here. Kazuma.
That's too slow. That's too. Mrs. Sato. There's another face like thunder here.
Oh my, and he really was here.
Lord Van Zeeks. Allow me to congratulate you on your acquittal. Congratulate me, or curse me. You failed to bring down Jolipa. I owe you an apology. No, it is I who should apologize. Your father, Genshin. If I had been stronger, then perhaps I'd made an unforgivable error of judgment. I can offer no excuse. And I can offer no forgiveness. That said, I suppose you fought for justice and the truth. For that at least. I don't know why I just didn't give him a voice. And I can offer no forgiveness. That said, I suppose you fought for justice and the truth. For that at least, I can't withhold respect. Your words mean more to me than you could know. I will hold them dear.
Kazuma-sama.
I must say, there's one thing that's still bothering me. What's that? The will that Lord Clint Van Zeeks wrote before his duel with my father. Asogi is a fine detective and a hunter worthy of respect. He has agreed to honor my final 2 wishes. The first is that this document survives. The second, I cannot commit to paper. I have confessed my sins to my wife. May she find resolution in my death. With my eternal gratitude to my Japanese friend, I rest my quill. Clint Van Six. What can the second of his final wishes have been? That your father agreed to honor, you mean?
I think perhaps
Go, alright.
I might be able to shed some light on that.
What?
Father? It was 10 years ago, as you know, the day before the execution was scheduled. I went to the prison to say my farewells to Genshin. Why aren't you putting up more of a fight, Genshin? If you'd only agreed to it, Sessho and I would gladly petition the government.
We've been through this already. You don't need to worry about me. Anyway, Eugen, I have a favor to ask of you. Something of great importance.
You're one of my greatest friends, Genshin. Whatever it is, consider it done.
I'm going to tell you an address. I need you to go there at once, in secret, and telling no one. You should find a lady of the gentry in hiding there.
A lady of the gentry?
She's not in a good way. And she's with child. The birth is imminent. As a medical man, I'd like you to attend to her. Please. You're her only hope. No way! Is Iris Clint's daughter? From an affair?
By any chance, is the child yours, Genshin?
Don't be daft. It's a favor that was asked of me by a man I knew, as his dying wish.
My goodness!
I swore to the man that I would help. That I would do whatever I could for his wife and his unborn child. But if something should happen to me, I need to ask you that same favor. You're the only person I know that I can truly rely on.
What did you say? If something should happen to you, tomorrow night, you're going to be...
You never know though, do you? What life will bring.
Alright then, tell me the address. I'll head there at once, with Sessho and...
No, not with him.
Then?
This is a favor I'm asking of you, and only you, Eugen.
Right, I see. Very well then. That very night, I caught a train from Paddington to Dartmoor in Devon. I found the old house. In the middle of nowhere, it was. An old hunting hound lay asleep in the grounds.
Oh no, this is the last one.
The poor woman was on the floor at the back of the darkened room. She was in mortal danger. I broke her waters to precipitate the labor before she weakened further. But it was a torturous birth. I did everything humanly possible for her and her child. And in the end, I was lucky enough to welcome a new life into the world. But tragically, my efforts to save the mother's life were in vain. I held the healthy newborn girl in my arms and wept for longer than I cared to remember. Eventually, In something of a daze, I looked around the room. There was precious little in it, but an old travel trunk caught my eye. It had clearly been well looked after over the years, made of top-quality leather with fine stitching. But it was when I saw the emblem on the side of it that everything dropped into place. B for Baskerville.
Oh, she was trying to escape from the country before Strongheart got to her.
Baskerville?
You mean the woman was the wife of Lord Clint Van Zeeks?
That's right. The newborn was his daughter.
But that makes no sense. Why on earth wouldn't Clint have entrusted the child in my care in that case? I was completely unaware that he even had a daughter.
I suppose he didn't really have any choice.
But, well, your brother said that he confessed everything to his wife. So she must have been beside herself with worry for her child. If the true identity of the professor were ever to be made public, the girl would be forever branded as the daughter of the infamous mass murderer. Oh! So, the only solution was to distance the young girl from the Van Zeeks family as much as possible. I don't believe it.
I imagine that in his final hour, Lord Clint Van Zeeks made the obvious choice. He would have thought to himself, this Japanese man here is someone I can trust. I'd honored my promise to Genshin, of course. However, only a month later, I was summoned back to Japan. And without disclosing the parentage of the child, I couldn't obtain permission to take her with me. Oh, how awful.
Oh man, they really could have been sisters. Aww. I mean, they technically are still, but still. They could have grown up together.
I was completely at a loss. In the end, I had to ask my great friend. I asked him if he would be a father to her.
That being Mr. Sholmes, I presume?
Yes. He took one look into my eyes and agreed to it on the spot.
Mr. Sholmes. He has a heart of gold.
Really, all it can be said that I did for the child was to give her a name.
Oh?
When I'd come to Britain, I was trying to escape from the grief of losing my darling wife. So, it was her name that I gave the little girl.
Your wife's name? Professor Mikotoba?
In other words, the name of my mother, Ayami Mikotoba.
Oh!
That's right, Ayami. Or in English, Iris.
Iris. It really is. Yeah. They really are sisters. That's nice.
I had no idea.
Is this a doorbell? Ouch!
Miss Naruto, what's wrong?
This little thing just pinched me on the behind through my trousers pocket. Hard.
Ah, my dear fellows, can you hear me?
Mr. Sholmes, is that you? Ouch! Yes, we can hear you.
You see what excessive tugging can do. Let that be a lesson to you. Mr. Sholmes, we weren't able to thank you properly before, but you were simply marvelous. Your checkmate move was a stroke of genius. Indeed it was, wasn't it? I surpassed myself, I feel. It had become apparent to me that to stop to stop the Lord Chief Injustice would require such measures. Bruno! Susie!
Oh, Iris!
Oh, I'm so pleased. What a wonderful outcome. Her Majesty Queen Vicky said she thought my special blend was delicious.
Oh, I'm sure she did. After all, no one brews a more delicious tea than you do, Iris.
Let's have a party to celebrate. And Mr. Reaper, you simply must come too.
What, I'm afraid I couldn't. The Reaper of the Bailey, flustered by a 10-year-old girl. Again.
No, really? Oh, pooh.
But I give you my word that I shall present myself at your residence in the near future to express my gratitude.
Oh, how lovely. You promise now. I won't let you forget. Bye for now, then.
Alright, Iris. Thank you for all your help earlier.
Oh, that was nothing. Just come back home soon.
Ouch! One final pinch goodbye, was it? Yeah, it's Uncle Ben. Well, I think I ought to be leaving. Lord Van Zeeks, would you care to accompany me? Certainly. Mr. Naruhodo, allow me once again to express my deep gratitude to you. I believe you saved my life. Wait, Lord Van Zeeks! Yes. What are you intending to do now? Well, clearly, I have to resign from the prosecutor's office.
Oh, no.
I intend to publicize the full truth about the professor case. Once that's done, the Van Zeeks family will be ostracized completely from London society.
Surely not.
So as soon as I'm free from my employment, I shall leave the capital. Oh, I see. I assume this is Cosmo? Don't be a fool. Oh, well, that's right. Are those the actions of a man once feared as the mighty Reaper of the Vale? I beg your pardon. For the past 10 years, you've endured the Dasuna and been cast as one of the dark forces yourself. Now that you've finally been freed from that disrepute, your battle is just beginning, surely. Well, I certainly never expected to hear those words from your lips. I waited a very long time to come to London. Now I'm properly here. I intend to learn all that I can. Anyway, goodbye for now, Renosuke Naruhodo. Kazuma Asogi. It seems as though he's really matured suddenly.
He's not the only one who matured, Mr. Naruhodo.
Hmm?
Well, I think we should make our way back to Baker Street. We must help Iris with tonight's dinner.
We must. It was then that I came to an important decision about my future. Fourth November, 6:25 p.m. Shome Suite. I'm home.
About time you got here. We've been waiting ages, Odo.
What are you doing with that colorful piece of history?
It's a party, isn't it? It's gotta go off with a bang. I mean fireworks, ideally. But when you ain't got fire, smoke's the next best thing, ain't it?
There's a girl on Fresno Street who could help you with that, I think.
Right. I'll remember that.
You don't have to reload that thing every time I speak. Who could be saying this?
You really must be hearing this. It's quite the most extraordinary thing.
Oh, Miss Holmes.
I assure you, it will defy your expectations. Take down every detail now, Mikotoba.
Ah, the world-famous great detective, regaling his partner with his tale of his adventure. A sight to behold.
Would you care to hazard a guess? Where do you suppose the fiendish runaway had concealed himself? Would you believe? Inside the trunk I found abandoned in his cabin. I would believe it, yes. I say, Mikotoba, I detect not a hint of surprise. I wonder why that is, Maybe because I was there, at the scene as well, Sholmes. What? You were? Then why the deuce didn't you say so before?
Not quite the sight I was expecting to behold, but still. It's hard not to feel privileged to see it. Hello, Mr. Sholmes, Professor Mikotoba. I'm finally back from the Bailey.
And not a moment too soon. A feast prepared by Iris and Mr. Susato awaits. I must say, I haven't seen Susato looking so happy in a very long time. Ah, Luno! There you are! Dinner's on the table, everyone. Please, do come and take a seat. Time to fill me boots. Goodness, is that really true, Gina?
Yep. I'm losing the cobblers and going back to what I know best.
It's a diver's life for me. You're really leaving the police force. But why, Ginny? Well, the boss ain't around no more, so... And anyway, no matter how hard I try, that Libra ain't never gonna accept a diver-turned dick, is he? Well, people can change, you know. Ah, yes. That reminds me. I rather thoughtfully offered to relieve the bailiff of this now defunct piece of evidence.
Eh? It's the inspector's pocket watch, and the crown has been reattached.
That watch was his pride and joy, a symbol of his great achievements at Scotland Yard. For 10 years without fail, it measured every second of the man's remarkable career. But now, it stopped.
Someone needs to keep the memory of Inspector Gregson's career alive by taking on the great responsibility of winding that watch every single day again.
Yes, someone with an equally fierce detective spirit. It's got to be me. There ain't no one else. Quite right. I mean, after all, the boss was... Well, he was my boss. Yes, Ginny. Yes, he was. Oh yeah, and I made you a promise and all, didn't I, Alice? That I'd become a proper detective one day and track down your old man.
Oh!
Alright then, it's decided. I'll do it, and I swear. I'll find your dad, and bring him in kicking and screaming. Not entirely sure that would be appropriate.
Yes, I think, Tina, it might be best to, well,
I think I'd like you to forget that promise, Genie.
Eh? Iris?
Well, obviously, I've always wondered about who my real daddy is. Of course I have. I want to know where I've come from. I thought it might tell me something about myself. But I've caused such a lot of trouble trying to find out. For so many people. Hurley, Bruno, Professor Miki. Oh no, not at all, my dear. Really, you owe me no apology. You owe no apology to anyone. Well, anyway, I've decided to give up on it. Because I finally realized my daddy is the greatest in the world. I don't think it matters what his name is or where he's from. Don't you agree, Hurley? With every word, Iris. Thank you, Hurley. Thank you, Daddy. I think Mikotoba. Yes, Jones. I think I ought to express my gratitude to you. Oh? For 6 years, you and I solved many a mystery together. And during that time, I remember countless expressions of gratitude for our good services. But a moment ago, I heard the most pleasing expression of gratitude of them all. And I should never have experienced it, were it not for you. You old softy, Jones. But I must confess, the weight off my mind to hear you say it. Well then, I think it calls for a lengthy violin recital, wouldn't you say? Oh, well, the food will go cold. That's the only problem. Maybe next week, Hurley. Are you sure a week is long enough, Iris?
Even amidst the most troubling of cases, even reeling from the most shocking of revelations, returning in the evening to the suite of rooms, there's always warmth and happiness to be had. The home of the world's greatest detective, and my home too, with my greatest family. "4th November, 9:37 p.m. Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy. This ag room has been my home and office for almost a year now. I've certainly had some unforgettable experiences whilst I've lived here. But I think now, the time has come. The time to bid this place farewell.
Naruhodo.
Oh, Professor!
Are you alone? I didn't hear any sound from Susato's room.
Yes. Susato-san went out for dinner after dinner. She took a carriage. Something about an important matter she needed to take care of.
Ah, I see. I want to thank you for what you did earlier.
Oh?
With Iris, I mean. When the subject of her father came up.
Lord Clint Van Zeeks.
I made up my mind many years ago never to tell her who her real father was. It's what was agreed with Genshin, after all.
Lord Clint Van Zeek's final wishes before he died, you mean?
Yes, I've had to take some rather drastic steps at times to protect that secret, you know. Calling Susato back to Japan 6 months ago, for example.
That's why?
When I read Soseki-san's report about his final days in London, my heart nearly stopped. You stumble upon the crux of that terrible case. The dog's collar. The description of the Baskerville insignia left me in no doubt. Baskerville. If you decide to investigate that insignia, sooner or later you'd have made the connection to the Van Zeeks. And to make matters worse, Susato knew of the unpublished story as well. The story that Iris had written based on my notes from that time.
Ah yes, the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Exactly. It was a work of fiction, but based on the grim reality of a huge beast of a dog being used as a murder weapon. A dog with the Baskerville family emblem around its neck. Armed with those two clues, I feared you and Susato might arrive at the truth. So I invented the story about having collapsed to justify her leaving London and returning to Japan at once. All in aid of halting any investigations you and she might have been contemplating.
I see. Something I've never understood is why Susato-san came across that manuscript in Japan, though. You know, ours is the Hound of Baskerville story, I mean.
Shom sent it to me. That was before Susato left Japan. He was very troubled about what should be done with it, you see. I'd read it and carelessly left it on my desk. Which is where Susato came across it, of course.
Ah.
It was the only case Sholmes and I ever pursued that I didn't record in meticulous detail. I was stunned when I discovered that young Iris had pieced together so much of it from my paltry notes. Sholmes and I discussed the matter, and decided that we couldn't allow the story's publication. At that point, I returned the manuscript by post to Sholmes for safekeeping.
So you did all that to stop Iris from finding out the truth about her father.
That's right, because Sholmes had told me how astute she'd become. However, having witnessed events in court today, I must say my opinion has somewhat shifted.
Oh?
I think at some point in the future, the time will come for Iris to know the truth. And when it does, well, I believe it will be for the best.
I think so too. Actually, Professor, I want to talk to you about something too.
Judging from that expression, I'd say you've come to a decision, have you?
Yes, I have. I will be returning with you to Japan.
Are you quite sure?
I'm really only here as a substitute for Kazuma. But he's here in Britain now, as originally intended. Locum student Naruhodo doesn't really have a right to stay, I think.
I see.
Looking back now, when I first arrived here in February, my becoming a lawyer just seemed to be the way things turned out. With Kazuma, Susato-san, and Mr. Sholmes all gently pushing me in that direction. I spent the best part of a year immersed in this world. My always aware of a seed of doubt inside of me. Until today. Standing in that courtroom earlier, all doubts vanished from my mind. I was totally focused. I was sure of my belief in my client. And I was sure I could see the trial through. And at the end of it, I finally realized no one else chose this path for me. I chose it myself.
The path of a defense lawyer, eh?
Yes. That's why I am now. That's what I'm going back with you to Japan as. And that's the path I'll be following for the rest of my life.
Well, it sounds like you've made quite a resolution there.
I have.
Very well then. I must say, it's extremely welcome news. I shall make arrangements for your return first thing tomorrow. But I don't imagine we'll depart for a few days.
Not with the symposium having been cancelled now. Such a shame.
Never mind. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities in the future. Well then, I'll bid you good night.
Susawa-san.
I just wanted to let you know I'm back.
Did you, hear what your father and I were discussing?
I'm sorry, I did, yes. I couldn't help but...
Oh! How much did you hear?
Well... from the part about Ars's real father, I think.
In other words, from the beginning.
So you've made up your mind. You return to Japan and continue working as a defense lawyer.
Ah, yes. I'm sorry. I really should have consulted you about it. I did want to earlier this evening, actually, but you'd already gone out.
Oh no, that's quite alright. I already knew that it's what you decide, Naruto-san.
You did? Susawa-san.
Ah, yes?
I suppose this means it has to be farewell soon.
I suppose so.
You'll be a great help to Kazuma going forward. I mean, I know he's a brilliant lawyer, but he's new to the British courtroom. He'll certainly benefit greatly having a brilliant judicial assistant at his side.
I'll do my very best.
I wish I could say it, but I just can't. I can't ask her to come with me. After all, she was always supposed to be coming to Britain as Kazuma's assistant.
It's growing late. We should both try to get some sleep. I'm sure you must be exhausted after today.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Before I retire, let me just say one more time. You really were quite splendid in court today. If you ask me, anyone who thinks of you as a substitute or a locum should be ashamed of themselves.
Susawa-san. Thank you. 7th November, 5:42 a.m. Port of Dover. Quayside. I can't believe this day's finally come.
You're really leaving then, Runo?
I'm afraid so, Iris. Thank you so much for everything. I don't know what I'll do without your wonderful cooking and delicious tea.
Oh, I wish you weren't going. But you have to come back and visit. Say you will.
Of course. I promise.
Well, it was a very brief reunion, but it was a pleasure to pursue a case with you again, after so long. For a while at least, it felt like old times. Yes, I suppose on reflection, there's something to be said for it, having a little fun once in a while. I'll just go and say goodbye to the professor as well, I think.
Alright, Iris. You do that. You do that. Oh, wow.
Susato-san.
I've just checked, Naruhodo-san. Your luggage is already on board.
She is speaking very close to the mic. Is that what I sound like?
Such a beautiful morning. Perfect for embarking on a journey, isn't it?
Before I set off, I'd just like to say how thankful I am for everything you've done for me. And give my warmest regards to Kazuma, please.
Actually, I think you ought to give him your regards in person, don't you?
Sorry?
Ryunosuke,
Kazuma! What are you doing here?
do you really think I'd miss my best friend's departure?
Thanks. To be honest, I'd been looking forward to our wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's capital. But,
Well, we'll have to save that for another time. Personally, I'm looking forward to facing you in court again.
me too. But, we're both defense lawyers, so,
I'm going to become a prosecutor. I'll stay in Lord Van Zeek's tutelage for the time being, but before long, I intend to be just as formidable as the Reaper himself.
Oh, I see.
Actually, Ryunosuke, I have a favor to ask.
Name it.
I'd like you to take care of this for me for a while.
Karuma? Why?
Because I've seen it now. I've seen what's inside me. The demon that reared its ugly head that day. It was only for the briefest of moments. The last time I came face to face with that inspector. But it was unmistakable. I wanted to kill him. I've always known there are demons that live inside people. And now I know there is one in me. The fact that it very nearly consumed me is something I'll carry with me until the end of my days. While I devote my life to fighting those whose demons have got the better of them. As a prosecutor.
So, that's what you've resolved to do, is it?
Until I'm ready to face the demon within me. To slay it once and for all. I leave this in your care. If you'll take it.
Of course I will. I'll keep it by my side. Always. Until we meet again, then. You have your path to follow, and I have mine.
Naruhodo-san? The path you're going to follow from now on, I I wonder if I might follow it at your side, and unless I'd be a burden.
What? I mean, I would very much like you to come with me. But aren't you...
You're so predictable, Ryunosuke.
I am?
Honestly, you never change at all. But that's what I like about you.
You mean you knew about this?
It was the evening after Lord Van Zeek's trial came to an end. She came to see me at the prosecutor's office.
Really? Oh, when I had that conversation with Professor Mikotoba.
So, you'd go with Ryunosuke back to Japan?
Yes. I know it's unfair of me to follow my own interests like this.
Coming here especially to tell me. You're a stickler for etiquette, aren't you? Well, what are his feelings?
We've never discussed it, of course, and Naruhodo-san has made no such suggestion. I worry that perhaps I'd be a burden to him.
He's just as much of a stickler for etiquette as you are. He'd never say anything before he was asked. But I'd feel happy knowing you were with him. Look out for him on my behalf, will you?
Of course.
Susato-san.
What do you think, Naruhodo-san?
With you by my side, no trial would seem too daunting. So if you're willing, I'd be honored if you'd come with me. Together we can take on the world.
I'm terribly incompetent, but if you'll have me, I'd be delighted.
Oh, no, not at all. If anyone's terribly incompetent, it's me.
Ah! What's wrong?
Your luggage, Susato-san. There's no time. The ship's going to set sail any minute now.
It's all right. There's no need to worry. As it happens, my luggage is already on board too.
It is?
Your fine judicial assistant has everything in hand as always, I see.
Bruno! Your ship's about to leave!
Time to go then. Look after yourself, Ryunosuke.
Kazuma, draw your sword. One day, when our paths cross, once more, we'll fight a duel of words across the courtroom. A day I eagerly await as a lawyer.
I've been waiting to hear you say that, partner.
Don't forget me then, Kazuma.
As if I could, Ryunosuke.
And Mr. Sholmes, thank you so much. I'm very much indebted to you.
Indeed, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe you are.
I'll never forget all you've done for me during my time in London.
Quite. I should like to think you will remember your debt of gratitude. Especially when I visit you in your country. What? The truth is, although many are ignorant of the fact, the world is far smaller than most folk realize.
Well, I'd be delighted if you came to Japan one day.
Oh yes! Would welcome you with open arms, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, that sounds wonderful! I can't wait!
In that case, let us conclude that this is to be merely a brief parting, my dear fellows.
And that brings us to the end of my adventures in Great Britain. A peculiar twist of fate brought me halfway around the world those many months ago. But that was just the start of my journey. Who knows where fate will lead me next? Still, I'm confident this won't be my last meeting with the friends I've made in London. And when we're together again, no doubt the first words I'll hear will be,
Come, the game is afoot.
The ship, with our friends from the east, sailed steadily towards the distant horizon. But Sholmes' face was alight with joy.
The times may change, but a steadfast friendship will remain true, Wilson. We have but to gently close our eyes, and we are with our companions once more.
So I do just that. And when I do, I can hear his strong, familiar voice ring out.
objection!
Until we meet again, Bruno.
That concludes a great aceattorney! Yay! I love these games. Such a fun story. And it's because it took so long for Control to fall asleep. But no, I want to skip this all. I've earned these credits, damn it.
I've been thoroughly inundated with inquiries about my goddamn, I hate when I do this. But I'm not prepared for the goods and what of the promise of close court. Anyway, I decided an absence from London is in order. A sojourn to distant climates. The Empire of Japan, perhaps. I understand that wardrobe. Classic. Okay, here we go.
That was really fast.
I gave a little note to Hurley the other day. He just said, "Thank you for everything, Daddy." But it made Hurley cry. And I gave him some lotion I invented as well. He dyed his hair red safely. But he said that it might make him cry too, so he'd rather not use it.
In those days when I was known as the leader, I felt your presence at my side. Once, unable to bear the burden of that grim pseudonym, I even retired from the courtroom. Despite everything, I still wear your prosecutor's badge with pride. But the darkness that once beset me is no more, as you too are no more. In the words of a young foreign friend of mine, I must stride forward toward a brighter future.
Dude, these are insanely fast for me. The boss left a note for me, you know. And I can read every letter now. A to Z. A to Z. No, a lot. It cleared up a lot of stuff. The boss was trying to protect me, see. And that's exactly what got me Chief Inspector Toby are gonna do to that. I only wish I could have said how grateful I was before he, you know.
Tina, the truth is, I'm not the upstanding fellow you think I am. You might be a dove at heart, but a good heart. You remind me of when need to be true myself. I've got one more job to take care of before it's to London town for the foreseeable. And then I've got to complete your education in the art of detection a la Gregson, as they say. Oh man. Literally 1 day from retirement of the London Police Force. Because then who's going to go to Paris?
Your Excellency, this man's accused of illegal entry into the office.
Objection! A plea statement overruled. The minister has detained in Bern anyways.
Who's the Caddish counsel for the defense and the woman's forbidden mentioning? Oh really? My French staff is the British crew all the time and doing a wonderful job. Perhaps I should have engaged the services of a regular legal team.
Yes, Hosonaga, you really should have.
Mama, is it true about Japanese people? Are they experts in filleting corpses? Yes, they are. Fish corpses on the whole. I like to hone my own filleting skills. You don't mind, do you, Mama? Yes, I do. I'm not a corpse yet, am I? No. And I'm glad.
I feel like she's like one step away from being a serial killer.
Here I am again in Great Britain, on the invitation of my dear old university friend. He sent me a very nice letter saying he'd like to show me around now that everything's done. But what have I done? I was so excited. I picked the splendid hotel, but I can't afford the bill. Oh, Block! Come to my rescue again, please. I wish I could just vanish. When I went to make the waxwork impression of the killer in the cemetery, I realized what had happened. But even in the witness stand of the highest court in the land, I could never speak of it. The Lord Chief Justice and I had struck a bargain, you see. For a faithful reproduction of the visage, there is nothing we Tuspels will not do.
The blinking is very creepy. But again? Oh man. I didn't realize I wasn't doing anything again. I had it plugged in too, so I don't know why it went to sleep fast.
Everyone calls me Cousin. I saw John a little bit, passerbys. Everyone calls me a Peppino, and I sell the spaghetti alla mored. Here, everyone, they call me. No, I cannot do it. This is ridiculous. Oh, Derry, how charming. You've made lots of new friends here, see? Yes, and when we're released, we're going to strike it big.
That was unexpected. When I was accepted on the foreign study tour, I knew exactly what path I had to take. And however it might have ended, I knew that I wanted to add you there to see it. If I ended up in the dock, there's no one I would have rather had defending me. But now, thanks to you, there's a new path I want to take. I'm sure we'll meet again in the port, my friend. Until then, I'll leave Kuruma in your care.
I've made some tea, Naruhodo-san. It's important that you rest once you can. Once we arrive in Japan, you shall be busy establishing your new office. I'm so delighted to be accompanying you, after all. Your talents have been recognized by a great detective. Because you really are the greatest of lawyers. A great aceattorney, some might say.
Ah man, I should have included Cosmo in the thumbnail. The end. And now the walking credits. Okay. Why are there so many cats? So my next game to play through is the new Digimon game, Time Stories. Or Time Stranger? Time Stranger. So I should probably download that and install it on my PC. Man, how long have I been playing this? This is the 54th session? But I've been doing it like so sporadically, I don't remember when you started. You know, I thought the daughter of what's her name? Maria Gori? I thought she was gonna be like a little more important, but she really wasn't. She was kinda there, huh? I hope the dailies do well. They were very screwed over by the government. I mean, at least Gregson kept them well fed, but, like, now what they do? They're out of, like, all sorts of income, and I don't think they're gonna be rehired at the prison again. I mean, at least the sons are through college, I think? Man, I can't believe how corrupt Fisher was. Shame on him. Crossroads, yes! Honestly, I think rather than crossing swords, I would have rather it been Kazuma handing the sword to Naruhodo to finish the journey. Like, he should have started without the sword. It would have been symbolic. Bravo, bravo! Oh, what a journey that was. What a fun game. Ooh. And they never met again. What the hell is up with that hologram? It feels like something that was not necessary, other than like the joke of the bailiffs going through the hologram. I feel like a radio would have been equally as effective. But I guess if it was a radio, the bailiff could have just taken away the toy. So by using the hologram, it's an explanation why they couldn't just tackle down Rinosuke to take it away. That's probably my only gripe with that. Everything else made sense. Like, you were given, like, the whole Professor case was given, we were given enough, like, context clues throughout the whole thing to, like, be able to solve it pretty early. Or, like, suspect that a lot of things weren't as they appeared. And there were a lot of, like, similarities of, like, forgery, I guess? Or falsification of evidence? Not that. Framing. Framing. A lot of framing in, like, field cases. So like, they kept that running theme of like pretty much everyone with every one of the defense clients have been framed in this version. Because other than the first case in the first case when we arrived in Britain, which is case 3 with Mr. Top Hat. O'Malley or whatever his name is, the Scottish, Irish, pick something. He was the only real criminal that we defended. Presumably. Most likely. Yeah. Alrighty, time for me to hit the old dusty trail, and we'll get started on our next journey. Thank you everyone who joined me today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye! Uh-oh. Is it not stopping? Why is it not stopping? Wait, did I run out of memory?